Today we're going to talk about the pine beetle plague. Here's all my little doggies. Are you excited about the pine beetle plague? No, that's not why they're excited. Hey guys, yeah, Cote, everybody's happy. Who are we missing? We're missing Frida. She's probably locked in the house. Oh wait, here she's right here. Hi Frida. You're a good girl. She's so tiny, she's easy to miss. So, the pine beetle plague has been worse in the last 2 years. I've mentioned that in other videos. And that is because there's been less rain. That's my theory. I used to have a theory that goes in kind of a 10-year cycle, but I don't know that that makes any sense. You know, they're not cichlids or whatever, cicadas or cicadias. I don't even know what those are. I've never lived in a place where they have those. But it's been harsh. I generally am okay with it, strangely, because my belief is that each time we cut down pines in an area, then the pines can't jump as far to another place. They don't spread far. At least that's been the theory. But like the area we're going to go visit right now, I'm going to show you a place that we already cut down a whole bunch of pines there that had been infected. And there's this big slope and everything. And it's painful because I don't like to be driven by these little bugs, right? I don't like them deciding where I have to cut trees. I want to decide. I want to decide based on what view there is, water flow, where I could have a different, road or something or a building. I want to plan it. But these little bugs are doing things for me. They're putting me out of control. I don't like that. I'm a control freak. In a good way, hopefully. Oh, look at these little baby magays in here. I need to cut that open. There's all these baby magays in this bottle here. It's time to separate them. I got so many things to do down here. But that's not the topic for today. So, you can hear a chainsaw in the distance. That's because my friend is here. And he is, we have, over the last 3 years, I would say, but mainly the last 2, we've had such massive problems with the pine beetle that we've had to cut whole area. And I was kind of upset about it because it was an area that I wasn't going to develop for a long time. It's near the road. And I always thought I'd develop interior spaces first. But I was thinking that some of the things, that would provide an income and a support for this place, I want to separate out from this place and they would be in the public side. And so actually, this could be a good thing. And I'm always, when shit happens that there's an emergency or a bad thing, even a forest fire, I'm always thinking, well, how can I think of that in a good way as an opportunity? Respond well to what we call problems and turn them into opportunities. That's about as optimistic as I ever get. In general, I'm a pretty pessimistic guy. Even like right now, I'm happy it's sunny. But before I was really annoyed because there was no rain. But now the rains have come, so I'm happy to see a sunny day. I might even take a shower because it won't be all like cold and drizzly. So, the problem is that a whole bunch of trees over there died. We had already cut, and I thought we controlled it. And we haven't. So my friend told me, he drove by in his truck, and he told me that whole ridge is infected. Now, what the good thing is that also has view. Now, it doesn't have the best view, although if we cut down enough trees, it might have a better one. But it has a view of hills and stuff, and it feels good not only to be nestled within a forest and have no view and be cuddled by the forest, but it also feels good to be able to see things farther away. What are you guys doing over there? Don't do things. Probably some animal or something they want to kill. Something wildlife. Oh God, it better not be a snake. Hey, guys, fuck off. Oh, they understand that command. Good boys. That's good boys. They're not all boys, but the primary kings of the forest right now are two big brothers. And they're young and strong and big, so I gotta control them. But they're both very good natured, so all this shit in here has already changed. It's growing back. It's not a problem for the forest. So don't freak out that, oh my God, we're cutting down trees. I used to, think that way 20 years ago. And the first time that I ever had to cut down trees, I was like, I guess that was about 17 years ago. And I was kind of freaked out by it. Now I'm not. Although, the fact that it isn't stopping is the problem. And that means that, because I'm a little conservative on not wanting to cut too much. But like in this area, I think it's going to work out. I mean, I wanted that area over there clear anyway, right? And it's not clear, but it gives me the option of getting a road in there. I could put a place for someone to park a van and camp out. And this being near the road, it's all about like land use, right? Optimal land use. I could have people be here, but not be inviting them into my home. Somebody else could manage a business that runs over here. I could have entire events. There's a lot of slope, but it looks like we're going to have to cut trees on this ridge. Oh, he's already cut some. And I have the option of doing a bunch of on-contour roads, trails, roads, whatever. The distinction here gets a little fuzzy. He hasn't cut the big one yet. We were discussing whether to cut the big one. The problem is if it gets infected, it's going to die anyway. So I was just really hoping that maybe it would be big enough that it could survive the plague, the pine beetle plague. See, now you can see that hill way over there. You couldn't see that before from here. But a couple of years ago, we cut down in here. The other thing is this has really nice water flow. And if I can contour it in kind of a permaculture swale way to slow the water going down slope, I should actually be able to put a lot of fruit trees in here. Because this has southeastern exposure and southeastern. And it's just a great spot. And there used to be a pipe of water that came through here that was government owned that I never tapped into, and I didn't really want it there. And they actually came and took it out and they put in a different pipe over there. So that actually frees me up, because before I was always worried that I was going to damage that pipe and then I get in trouble or something, And I don't like to deal with government, so I don't want their shit on my land, And I was always also kind of tempted to tap into it, because I want water. I need water for all kinds of stuff, but it would be cheating by my standards, and it would be like a drug. Once I had the water, I saw Vino. That dog has a weird story behind it. It's not a good story. It's sad. I can't even touch it. It's been abused so bad. Not by me, but I tried to make friends with it. It didn't work. Maybe I haven't tried hard enough. So let's see. In here, there used to be more trails all through here, but they all grew over. Somewhere in here, where the hell was it? It's either down there or up there. There was a flat spot, and some visitors made like rock patterns, and it was kind of cool, but it's all grown over. I could put ruminants out here if I ran a fence. This gets expensive immediately. As soon as you say the word fence, it's costly. So I could fence this off, and then I could put ruminants in here for a while, and it would kind of clear the land out and fertilize it. And like I said, I could put in fruit trees. But I don't know. I had thought that I would do this later, but now that I'm thinking I want an income, this is a very noisy chainsaw. I may want to develop this actually sooner rather than later. I've always seen it as a security problem, you know, to be so close to the road and all that. But if it was a functioning thing, like for example, I could have van lifer campground stuff. I could put a wall there, you know, actual security wall, and hedgerows, and well, I'd have to wall in the whole thing, really. I mean, right there, it's, you know, $10,000 or something. I don't even know. I should actually learn that. That would be good for me to figure out, is calculate how tall of a very tall wall would cost how much money. I don't know about the ruminant idea. I mean, that'd be like donkeys or something. I want to do a donkey preserve or something. Yeah, there's not going to be any actual amazing view here. There'll be moderate view, but that's okay. There's other places with better views. Doesn't matter. Oh, we got some nagays in here. I think that cool rock spot was up here, that art stuff. There's some, you know, nice madrones in here. The problem is that, and I'll talk to my friend about this because he's a forestry expert, right? Am I being stupid by not being more aggressive? Like, should I cut down a whole bunch more pines around where the plague has been? Because the thing is, I can't tell. He can tell better, but you can't tell right away if a pine tree is infected. You can easily tell once the bug has left the tree, but at that point it's dying. So it's too late, and those bugs have spread to a new tree. And this is all over North America, okay? It's not a problem just here. I guess there's a couple different species of these tiny little black bugs that they go into the bark, and then they squiggle around and eat it. You know, you've seen these pieces of wood that have little maze-like squiggles and stuff in the wood. Well, that was caused because the little pine beetle ate the cambium layer. Is that even the name? Some kind of the skin inside the tree that the food travels up through. A really critical part of it, because it's not traveling through the middle of the tree. This is, you know, like tree anatomy and stuff. I'm not an expert, but I don't have to be. So, why is Frida making a weird noise? Hey, you okay? She needs a Heimlich maneuver or something? Come here. Stay right there. Hi. Are you okay? Ugh. You okay? You need a Heimlich maneuver? Can you breathe? She doesn't like being picked up. Well, not roughly. Hi. There we go. I guess she's fine. Alright, not a problem. Good. Don't need any problems. We got enough problems. So, you know, I don't want to cut. These are young pines in here, and I have no motivation to cut them, except that if I was going to develop this area, I would actually want to bulldoze an entire plaza right over there. And this would be a plaza that connects to the road with the intention of building buildings near it and park around it, and then buildings near that, and making this entire area from way over there, all the way up to there, all the way down there, all the way way down there, we can't even see over there. And all of that would be developed for more public uses. You know, you can imagine a hotel, a hostel, workshop areas, and I could dig it into slope. I mean, all the architectural ideas I have could happen. And all the cool-ass workshops I'd like to do. Where's this trail go? Why is there a trail right here? I think it's because we've been stomping around so much. Tons of firewood in here. So actually the soil in here is probably really good. And it's improving since there's less pines now. I think that rock thing was way down here. Yeah, I know that tree. People used to stand on that tree and take pictures. Like selfies, group selfies. Oh, and this also got stomped because the pipe used to come through here. The pipe came right through here. Yep, they dug it up. And that's why there's a trail here now. I might as well keep the trail. and then do on contour trails as well, because this trail goes down there, and that's so great. Anyway, this piece of land represents an amazing opportunity, and I guess because of the pine beetle plague continuing, I'm thinking, and because my thinking is that I should actually use part of my land for businesses that serve people that I don't necessarily want to invite into my personal life. And it can be sculpted for water flow. And I can make a new entry down there too, because the road is questionable. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of obvious. And there's actually a spot down there I want to put in a little lake. That's been on my agenda for a long time. That'd be a huge bunch of bulldozer work. So it's kind of expensive. And I wouldn't plastic line it or anything. I would do it like Sepp Holzer in Austria. And put some pigs in there for a while and have them mix the dirt up and stuff. So I'd have to fence it for a while. And then put in bentonite clay or something. And that will help seal the soil. And then all this water that flows down the road over there, it's just a dirt road, and then all this hillside and anything up from there, I can all channel it into there, and I can have at least a seasonal lake. I'm gonna have to talk to this guy about what we're cutting and what we aren't. Oh, this is fucked up, man. I mean, the thing is, the trees provide shade, right? I don't want to cut down all the trees. But if I don't cut down the right ones, then I'm just going to have an increasing amount of pine beetle plague, and it's going to kill them all anyway. So, it's fine. And, you know, well, it's confusing is what it is. I think that guy ran over my fence over there. He runs over shit with his truck. He just runs it over. He squished plants that I liked. It's not his fault. He has to do what he has to do. He's like a surgeon, but it's a messy operation. And so, I guess making flat spots is the key, and so the beginning of that is going to be contour, bulldozed roads, a lake, an entry. So you were looking at tens of thousands of dollars just to kind of make this place start to be a usable location. You know, we could have a fire pit up here. There's plenty of firewood here now, of course, and there always will be. I could set up a kids area and then have that be fenced off special to protect them. And to protect the rest of the forest, and you know, make even different age group kids areas, and then have those be safer without rattlesnakes, because this is just rattlesnake heaven out here, and I don't want to mix kids and rattlesnakes at all. I mean, I'm afraid enough Frida's going to get bit, because I've had dogs get bit, and if Frida gets bit, she dies. There won't be anything I can do about it. So. Oh, God, chainsaws are so noisy. I don't know how these guys can stand to work with them all the time. I don't think they use ear protection either. I should buy some more of those little spongy ear protection things, or just encourage it, because like I got serious hearing damage, and part of it was from using a chainsaw in high school, and you know, also shooting a lot of guns and playing around trains when I was a tiny little tyke. You know, just too many things, and I actually have serious communication problems because of hearing damage. Most people don't know that. I'm really, oh, this is totally infected. This tree right here is very infected. But you can see where the pine beetles have left it, and that's actually a good thing, because it's not dead. Maybe because it's so big. There's another one over here. You can see that one is infected too. So I've got two enormous pines here that I don't see a reason to be that quick about cutting them down. Like, maybe they will live. And if they live, then they make new pine cones and pine seeds and babies. And I want that. I don't have a ton of really young, no, I have young pines right here. I just didn't see any right there. But I probably seem confused because it's a very big area. I think I know what to do though. Yeah, I know what to do here. Yep. It's all about contour roads, make a plaza, fence it, somehow magically come up with a huge amount of money to do this, and then build things that make money. Like mainly buildings. I'm not going to talk to these guys right now. I already talked to them a little bit. And I think they know what they're doing, so it's not like they need anything from me. Yeah, I like this idea a lot, actually. And this is the easiest spot to get to on the road. So if any commercial endeavor I was going to do, I would do it here. And that will involve building. Because it's cold in the winter. It's rainy in the summer. So you always need, to have shade. And I can grow more tree shade. But I need to put in buildings and then grow the new trees in relation to those buildings. And then do total rain capture. Up here there's an entire flat area that I already understand that this is a transit hub. There's a little hill above that I already know. There's I don't know what the view's like up there because it grew over so much. All my trails grew over so much I can't get there. That's not true. I got there the other day, but it's harder to get there. So I need to fix my trails, and I guess it's a bigger area than I was thinking. It's huge, really. I mean, I don't even know how many acres this is. I could check my maps and calculate that. But, I mean, up here it got cut years and years and years ago. And so you got like tall cedars now that we put in. Those are not important. But they're useful for like making hedges and part of hedgerows. And then up here, there's a flat spot. And this is actually probably where I would develop first. Right here. Yeah. Because this wouldn't cost me anything to do. Like, I could actually set up a van camping campground up here now. And fence it off so people don't go to my house. And put in a caretaker's building so somebody gets to live here. And maybe get paid to just keep track of shit, help people out, put in a little store. Have a RV dump spot for their sewer. Because there's nothing like that around here. Build composting toilets so they don't have to use their RV toilet because that's stupid. Yeah, the hill goes way up there, and then I've actually got another spot on the other side of that hill. So I could also, I could create a space with hundreds of camping spots, and 100 spots for vans, and it could be a really fun area. Make it invite only because I only want to make everything invite only now, so people have to apply. I don't trust random people at all. Yeah, there's really no blocking issues to do that. Well, money. I mean, there's bulldozer work, there's machete work, there's shovel work, then there's making websites and figuring out who I want to invite and who I don't, and finding people to manage all of that, since I don't want to spend, all of my time managing a bunch of people who I may or may not even want to talk to. Yeah, this is a kind of shocking realization to come to. And there's that little house down there that could actually be useful even sooner. And I could make a front stage and backstage. I could make like multiple areas, and a lot of that's controlled by where cars can get to. And then put in some gates and stuff. Yeah, I guess it's all very exciting. It's not traumatic, but I just don't like being in a position where I have to do anything. Like, I'd rather just let the forest grow if I don't feel like doing anything to it. And it was my plan to not really touch that area until probably after I'm dead, in which case I won't be touching it anyway. I could put in my cool Sculpture Park cemetery in there because it has view, but I don't know. I mean, I have so many ideas for land use and what to put where, and I do know that I need real walls, like hardcore walls, because, you know, then I could put a few emus in there, and it's not like a few animals will take over anywhere. But if I can keep dogs out, and even like I could have a space up there that was dog friendly, I could have some areas where there was, you know, more music or sound. Hopefully live music, not amplified music. I'm pretty against amplified music. There's a dead tree down there that would make good firewood. I think I told the guy he could have that once, but he moved to the States. All my favorite young guys here moved to the States to go work because they can make a lot more money up there than here. So, yeah, I mean, all the way up this whole thing, I mean, I already know how I would develop it. It's so far from my house that I don't think about it, but that's actually a reason to do it here. Wow, what a strange realization to come to. The place I was not going to develop might be the best one for me to develop. And I mean, by develop, I don't mean pave it over and put buildings everywhere. I like larger buildings dug into slopes that have higher population density so that, you know, 10%, maybe 15 would be buildings. No, 10% on this whole area would be fine. That would, I mean, I could have housing for, you know, 60 people easily in buildings and still have van camper spots. I love the van camper thing because some of them have their own solar power. Some of them, they're just more independent people, and they wouldn't be big RVs because my road can't handle it, and I don't really like big RVs. But attracting van campers, cyclists, hikers, and then having huts for them to live in or buildings for them to live in, providing composting toilets so that they don't overload their vehicle system, providing solar power so that people have internet, you know, have a Starlink connection and have internet, making it just be this amazing spot that for them is far out in the woods. And it is, it's far out in the woods. I mean, I think of that as far out in the woods over there, but that's because I live over there. This is by the road. But so we've stopped the pine beetle plague up there, and so there's still pines, and those are having babies. Those are making baby ones. There's baby ones right here. There's baby ones everywhere. There's one right there, one right here. So I'm not worried about that. I say to reassure myself as I hear the chainsaw ripping up trees that I don't want ripped up. It's okay. Biodiversity has increased. It's okay. It's okay. I think I have finally gone totally nuts. Yeah, I see it. I see it. And then the question is, where do you divide it and how? Because it would be so helpful if I could have a loop road. I think what I should do is take this other road over here, and generally I like one-way roads. Actually, I have a couple options here. I mean, I could put a road through this gully, but I don't like putting roads through gullies because water naturally collects there. And I'd rather have roads go on the sides of the gully and then channel water into the gully. I could raise this dip in the road up, and then I'd be increasing the humidity in that whole area. And I could then be planting trees in there and stuff and other kinds of plants and gardens. I used to have some gardens in there, but they were never ones that we attended very much. They were just experiments and tiny in the forest. But I think this is what I would do, is cut a road that goes down from the gate on contour, put in another gate over there, put in a building over there that would be a gatehouse. That then goes on contour down that direction. We're going to skip the other entry for a while because that's a whole different thing, and I want to build a lake down there anyway, and it's going to be a bunch more work, and I just can't handle that right now. And then make this a two-way road right here, which I could do by digging into slope up there and just making it a little bit wider. And then that would connect up with all the upper area, opening up more flat area that's already prepared. It needs to be rebulldozed just because there's this plant here that loves to grow and cover shit. It's just a pioneer plant, but it's annoying. It gets in my way. So we clear that out again and then put in composting toilet there. Probably, potentially a couple. Comfort stations, a roof, a place that I can, sell big 5-gallon things of water. This could be ultimately a transit area, but could also be for camping. It doesn't matter, it's a mix. Probably, there used to be a road right here. Probably connect that road that slopes off in that direction with one that comes upslope and then connects to here. That would get rid of the road that we have currently built that I would like to turn into a walking path. I think that would be better. And, well, it's too big an area to think about. I do like the idea very much of dividing it up by use. So it doesn't even appear to be the same property. But, well, there's benefits to having a big piece of property with many activities in different spaces that you go to. I'm liking this idea. I say to convince myself. It is tempting to just let some animals graze here for a few years. But I also need money like right now. So like this is a perfect van camping spot right now. Except that there's no toilet and no solar. So I could just budget that out, like how much would it cost me for what amount of solar, what makes sense. And I think that it is better to build a bigger system rather than smaller. And ultimately there would be like, I can imagine, well, I mean, way at the top there's a spot where I want to do a whole building. So it's a totally separate building. We'll skip that. And there's that mid-flat spot. Naming these places would be helpful. I can't even talk about them. And then this spot, and then this spot here used to have a road that went around it, but they grew over. That could be restored really quickly. And then clear out all this crap in here. That's, a bunch of more labor and machines, like using a really cool weed whacker I have it has a circular saw blade as a instead of a string, so it can cut through like small trees and brush. Also, I've seen online these brush thingies that are like huge brush lawnmowers. Some of them are even rideable, and you can just ride over an area and kill all the plants there, because then I would kill them all right in here, for example. I mean, these just grow back anyway. They're impossible to kill. So I could, set them back a ways and just keep bugging them until they are weak, and then dig up the roots. Fuck. wonder if I could crowdfund this whole thing. Although I don't know how you crowdfund a thing that's going to serve people before you're ready to serve them. There's a dead pine way up there. Fuck. You can just get a job and fund it all myself, but at some point I've got to set up relationships with people where they pay to play, because there's 99% of people that contact me want to come for free. I'll go anywhere for free, and the other 1% don't want to go to a place until it's developed better. Or my place is developed, or was developed, but it's all falling apart. It's dirty. I have animals living in buildings, so. I mean, it's really, I got to stop thinking about it as like one line, but just walling in areas and then having connecting areas. I think that's the way to think about it. Because like this whole area here is also potentially available. I have a building site already almost bulldozed, but we didn't finish it. I have a couple spots where we didn't quite finish bulldozing it, so it's not a ready building site, and I didn't know what I wanted to build anyway. But I could make a building that was there, that then went into this ravine and crossed it, and there was a tiny bit of building over on that side, so you could walk right across them. I mean, that's not a bad spot. And then, build saunas, and I mean, how do you know where the divisions would be, mostly? But then, I mean, this area in here, this would be part of it as well. And at that point, if I was building my furthest back wall, I need to build the road wall and the furthest in wall. Those are the most important walls to build in the beginning. So this road here, I don't have to include this. This could be more private. If I did a 2-lane road over there, and then this would probably become a 2-lane road as well, which would be used mainly as a one-way road. So, I mean, it would be functionally 2 lanes, but that's a lot of acreage. Cool spots. And then I would develop the upper part to connect with the inner part that I was already knowing I was going to develop for like really more private group events. My God, it's just overwhelmingly huge to even think about. Well, I got to go back and get on my computer and do the things I have to do to figure out who I want even here. Because that's my biggest current problem, is that I don't really want anybody here. I don't trust anybody. And that's a severe problem. So, look at these red hot pokers are showing up. I got a friend I want to give a bunch of plants away to, but he's going to have to dig them up. Yeah, I guess my to-do item here is figure out the cost of walls. I already know the cost of gates. I know who can make them, like metal gates and stuff. And I want gates you can't even see through. I want to make really hardcore walls and gates. And then once I do my bulldozer work and do the roads, then I can start making building sites and camping sites and all that. All these plants are under this roof. They should be out in the rain. There's rain now. Why the fuck are these plants not in the fucking rain? Why? I have to remind myself I'm not starting from nothing. 20 years ago, been here 20 years now, I started with not much, and I didn't know what I was doing. Didn't speak Spanish, didn't have any friends. Didn't know how to transact with people. Didn't know what I could do or not do. Now I know a lot more, which is good. Hi guys. You happy guys? Yeah. Well, I guess that's it. My priorities have changed. I guess it is recover the flat spots. That's what it is. Recover the flat spots. It's bulldozer work. I know how to fund that. That tree got squished. It'll live. A eucalyptus, like a money tree, a dollar tree. I don't know what they're called. Money tree eucalyptus. They're not invasive here. I need to cut down the sakuranda. I need to collect the seeds of it. I could do that right now, I guess. A container and grab some of those seeds. Because jacarandas are cool. They're not the most important seed in my world, but it doesn't hurt to have a bunch of them around. They turn purple in part of the year. Oh, this one doesn't turn very purple, so I'm not even sure I want the seeds of this one. Look at all this crap. I bet there's stuff in there I thought I lost. Yeah, there is. Because my kitchen got cleaned up and I have too much stuff. I have more stuff than I have uses, which means I need more people to use this stuff. I had a scale. I'm missing that. No matter how you figure it out, it's going to be a bunch of work and expense. And my biggest problem remains that the only people that talk to me are people who want to stay for free or in exchange for their useless labor. Almost always useless. And that doesn't work. And, you know, if they are here and they do have good labor, you still have to manage the hell out of them. You know, there's just no other way. And I don't want to manage teams of people who are doing things that they're not used to doing and get tired and bored doing it. I'd rather just pay people. And stop. I just need to completely stop talking with people that want my time and attention and my space without contributing. I think that very quickly, if I was collecting the right people and somebody was managing that, my opinion of people in general would rapidly improve, and I would suddenly be thrilled with people again and excited to talk to them and be attracting really interesting, you know, smart, successful people that want to contribute to a place that's serving them well. And I can do that. I've done it before. I can do it again. I can do it better. So, we'll see. Goodbye.